Hi guys, Holistic Health of Harry and Alkalized to Realize Talk Show, joined today by our special guest, Careyann Zivivh. Hello Careyann, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good to have you finally. I've been trying to get you for a while, so now here we are. And I've noticed you on Facebook. We've been friends for a while, but one post I saw from you recently came off my newsfeed about patches. And I was like, whoa, okay, this is curious. And you're getting great results and lots of energy. So
Yeah.
um, how did you, do we have to talk about it a bit? How did you get into your health journey? Where's the start for you at the beginning?
Okay. So when I was 15, we moved to the United States from the Philippines, and I grew up eating all natural foods. Like grew up on guava and all kinds of just fruits and vegetables, and fresh, non-processed food. So I've never really had any health problems. And then when I moved to the States, I started eating McDonald's for breakfast every day, and
Wow. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
And because that's not
Is that your
something.
mum and dad's fault? Your parents' fault, right? Or, well, no parents'
Yeah, they
fault, but
just
your parents.
didn't know. They
Mm,
just didn't know, and
mm,
they ate crap. And my mom grew up on donuts. So, Dunkin' Donuts for breakfast and McDonald's and
mm,
all that bad inflammatory foods. So, and then my favorite snack was microwave popcorn. So GMO corn to top
mm,
it off. I really did a number on my system.
mm,
So for 20 years before I discovered that corn was contributing largely to my inflammatory condition. And I had fibro symptoms since I was 15 is when they started. And
mm,
it was shortly after I got vaccinated, actually. And I have the MTHFR gene, which prevents my body from properly detoxifying,
mm.
as well as other people would. So one of the things that helps me with that is the glutathione patch. If you research glutathione, it is the master antioxidant of the body. And there's actually a gene that 1/3 of the population, the glutathione is not working properly, the production of glutathione in their body.
Mm.
So 1/3 of the population needs to supplement with glutathione.
Is it just fine entirely an endogenous production of the body? It can't be taken externally, or it's meant to be internal. What's the ratios? Do you know?
It's the body is meant to produce it, but in some people with a genetic defect, your body does not produce enough of it in order to detoxify, especially with all the toxins in our environment and everything. So you need to supplement with it. And there's a lot of ways to take it. There's a pill version. You can take a shot, and you can take an oral version, which is really disgusting.
Mm,
I've tried the shot. I had a bad reaction to it. And I tried the oral version, and I just didn't like it. It was really, really gross and hard to swallow.
mm,
So when I discovered the patch, that was just life-changing for me, because now I can just put on a patch 3 times a week and get my glutathione levels elevated 300% every time I put it on.
mm,
So it's a great way for me to, doesn't take much. I don't have to take a pill. And it's just very simple and easy to do. And it's an easy way to help my body to get what it needs that it's not getting normally already.
mm,
And it's made a huge difference for me. But with the inflammation, the fibro symptoms, that went on ever since I was 15 for 20 years. And it was really bad. It would get so bad to the point where I couldn't lift my head off my pillow for a week at a time. Like literally I would try to get my head up and I couldn't lift it without holding all my weight and trying to push my head up. It was that bad. I mean, my body really,
How
really
old are
took
you
a
at this point?
beating.
How old are you?
That started in my 20s. So,
Okay.
but
Well,
I
very
didn't have
young.
the fatigue.
Mm,
Yeah, I didn't have the major fatigue that I developed chronic fatigue syndrome
mm,
after I had my son. After I got pregnant with my son, I started getting really, really fatigued and tired, and I just figured, hey, this is just a side effect of being pregnant. But then it went on and it went on and it just continued, and I just got worse and worse. And the I decided after like 3 years ago, I started looking into all these health topics like crazy. And I'm a speed reader, so I go through a lot of information in a short period of time. And when you're laying on your couch and you can do nothing and you're a highly productive person otherwise, at least I told myself that if I can at least read, at least I'm being productive in some way. So I
mm,
just went nuts, like reading every single topic on health you can imagine, and every single health video and all the functional medicine videos that came out. And I mean, I learned a vast amount of information, and like a lot of your stuff is, you know, right along the lines of the stuff that I've been reading.
Yeah.
So when I found you, I'm like, hey, you know, this guy's great. I love his stuff.
Like people are
So
like,
I'm
this
like
guy's
liking
just as
all his
nuts as
posts.
me. We're all fucking nuts together here in this group. Like we're all nuts.
Yeah. And then, you know, you learn a lot from, you know, the health community on Facebook, and,
Yeah.
you know, with all these sick groups that you're in. I ended up leaving all the sick groups because once I started figuring out ways to help myself, then I posted, you know, this has helped me, this has helped me. But then they were like, oh, you're self-promoting, and they banned me. So it was actually a good thing, because they focus very much on the negative, and I'm so sick and I'm never going to get well and there is no cure. And
Yeah.
I was not going to sit for that, because I was like laying on my kid's playground. I was in such bad condition. I couldn't function. I needed a babysitter. I needed a house cleaner. I couldn't do anything by myself. Like my body just shut down, and I was so exhausted, and it was like destroying my marriage. It just, everything was really, really terrible for me. Until I discovered vibration plate therapy. So once I started that moves your lymph system, that moves your...
So I'm open-minded here. I'm very sure it's what. Explain to people and me, what is vibrational plate therapy specifically? What does it do? And talk about it a bit.
So most chiropractic offices have vibration plates, and I discovered that Planet Fitness, a lot of the Planet Fitnesses also have vibration plates. It's called a VibraShape machine. So it was originally developed for the astronauts to increase bone density. Okay. And the inventor of Kellogg used it to cure migraines. So it helps with migraines. The reason why it works so well is because typically people with chronic fatigue, you're not working out. You have post-traumatic, you have POTS or whatever, and you can't function if you do any kind of exercise, or if you push yourself beyond what your body can handle. You just have a crash, and you just can't function for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You know, like if I went hiking or whatever, like I would be out and non-functional for literally 3 to 4 weeks at a time. I would be in a crash, and
you'd be a very interesting
brain fog.
You'd be interesting to hang around with, wouldn't you? You'd be like,
yeah,
Careyann up to? She's just standing there.
I know, like literally I stopped going out, and I used to be so active. I would take my kids everywhere. Like Isaiah, you know, in my up days, I would take him out and get out of the house. And when I was in a crash, I couldn't go anywhere. I didn't want to leave my house. I just wanted to lay on my couch because I was feeling that bad. Like I couldn't even wash my dishes. Like my kitchen was like too much for me to even handle anything. Because my body was so overwhelmed with the toxicity buildup. So what the vibration plate therapy does is it moves your lymphatic fluid.
Okay.
It helps with your blood flow. And it helps with the cerebrospinal fluid, which is largely responsible for a lot of things in your body. It stimulates your vagal nerve. You know, it helps a lot of different things. But basically, if your fluids are not moving, you're going to be getting worse and worse. So these people tend to get worse and worse and worse because there's nothing they're doing that's moving their fluids. You can't work out. You can't be active because you just, you know, the second any kind of toxins enters your system, your body just shuts down as trying to like eliminate those toxins. So what that does is it moves everything for you. So you might initially have a detox reaction, but it is one of the things that I use along with the patching. I go once a week and I use a vibration machine. So you can get them at home. You can get a home
They're pretty expensive though, right? I'm guessing. I don't know.
It depends. There's some that run $100. There's some that run $4,000. You know,
obviously the cheap ones though. Would you personally buy the cheap ones? I mean, I don't know. I'm new to this field and new to this topic.
I don't own one, guys. I just go to Planet Fitness. I mean, obviously, the ones with the different vibrational range are better.
Yeah.
Because the higher the vibratory range, the more everything is moving. Yeah. So that really helps. And any kind of chronic condition is from stagnation of some kind, you know, stagnant energy, stagnant lymph, stagnant, you know, whatever. Cerebrospinal fluid is supposed to flow a certain speed. And if that's not flowing properly, you know, that's connected directly to your brain. So there's actually a lymphatic system in your brain as well. So if you have brain fog, you know, you want those fluids to be flowing. You want, you know, typically during sleep, you know, your body filters everything out and detoxifies you and is trying to reset you. But with
just a quick one, that's why people that don't sleep properly, I know it's a very basic thing in the health, but most people out there don't sleep properly.
Huge.
They're fucking themselves up in the foot, because then that means that what you just said is true. The lymphatic system, if you want to call it, whatever, in the brain just doesn't get used properly. So therefore the toxins get in, therefore you've got beta amyloid and shit, and you've got Alzheimer's, dementia is going up. And I wonder why people aren't sleeping properly.
Right. Their body's not detoxing properly, and they're doing nothing else on top of sleeping. Like the deep breathing, the meditation to turn off the brain. I mean, your body's like a supercomputer, and, you know, if you never turn off your computer, you never shut down all of the programs, you know, your brain's not going to function as optimally as it would if you did give it a break and give it that time to just, you know, reset itself and just turn off everything. So the meditation, that was a huge addition to my wellness journey. Once I did start meditating, I noticed I was sleeping much better because I wasn't getting.
Can I ask which type of meditation you're doing? Because there's a lot of different types, isn't there? Like,
I just started with the One Giant Mind app. Okay. And what that does, it takes you through a 30-day, you know, meditate every night for 10 to 15 minutes. And that got me started. And then I started doing transcendental meditation because I'm like, what other kind of meditations are there out there, you know? And so I tried a lot of different things. And, you know, I ended up activating a lot of things in my brain, my pineal gland. And I got to the point where, you know, some people might not be aware of the fact that you can have entire body orgasms. So your body just feels so amazing and healthy and well that the energy just flows through your entire system, and that's your life force, you know? So the more life force you have, the better you feel. And everything is energy in our universe. So if your energy is somehow stuck, that's what causes pain and discomfort in your body. Then if you get that moving along, then that disease and all of that stuff, that just goes away. I mean, you have spontaneous healing sometimes with people. So the patches, they are kind of like a new age medicinal, it's what I would say is going to be the future of medicine, because it's energy medicine. And it truly does. It works on the bioenergetic field of the body, and it moves the energy through your body.
Cool. So is it just glutathione? I think I remember you posting about some other stuff in there that I just didn't understand, because I'm open-minded, but I didn't understand the full implications, because something like that is so powerful. So do you want to run us through? You said bioenergetics. How is it moving just a patch with glutathione? Is it just the glutathione that's doing it? Is it other stuff that's making this happen?
So what it is, it's liquid crystalline structures within the patch, and nothing enters your bloodstream. It's just strictly, it's light therapy, phototherapy. So what it does is it works on the bioenergetic field of your body to move things along, and lowers inflammation drastically. They have different patches that target the elevation of different peptides in your body and the elevation of different antioxidants. Like, for example, the glutathione is the master antioxidant that detoxifies all your cells and everything in your body. So that's highly important. If anybody wants to look that up, you can Google it and see all the many benefits of having your glutathione levels elevated.
I really hope that most people watching this understand that glutathione is naturally, but yeah, if they want to look up, then yes, it is very powerful. It's one of the most important. I agree with you 100%. It's so powerful. Yeah.
Right. And then, so there's also, they have about 9 different patches that you can get. And they have 2 of them in particular, in clinical studies, they actually regenerate and heal organ function in your body. So they help to heal the function of many of your organs. There's one that is for tissue healing and regeneration. It's called carnosine, and it's a particular, peptide, increases stamina, improves strength and flexibility. And actually a lot of athletes are using this patches now. They have one for a mood enhancement, They have an aloe vera patch, which I love. I use that before bed sometimes, and that elevates melatonin and activates your pineal gland. So that can decalcify the pineal gland and help with, you know, intuition and a lot of things.
And there's orgasms, and there's whole body orgasms.
Yes, absolutely. So that can help move things along. And they have an ice wave patch that I pulled a muscle in my knee, and I put this patch on. I was literally limping before I put the patch on. I limped in my chiropractor's office. And I get regular chiropractic care because that helps also the flow of the cerebrospinal fluid. So I highly recommend, you know, regular chiropractic care. If you're not doing anything else, at least do that. But I put this ice wave on my knee, and immediately the pain went away completely. I was limping in his office and I walked myself right out with nothing.
And does it kick in straight away when you put these patches on? How long does it take to activate?
For me, it activated right away. And they say within 5 minutes, within,
5 minutes anyway. That's really quick. Whoa.
Right.
And how long are they lasting for? How long are they supposed to last before you change?
12 hours. So it's different for everyone. It depends, you know, how reactive your body is. My body seems to absolutely love these patches and has an amazing, amazing reaction to them. But I'm in a group that has a bunch of testimonials and things with other people saying where they put the patches and which patches they used in order to get their particular, you know, results that they got. But I've used them for my sons, both of my sons, and my
and they don't have issues with sons. You're just using them just for health purposes generally.
My sons were both born with gut issues because the mother passes on her microbiome to her children, and your toxicity does get passed down to your children. That's why sometimes kids are born with cancer. Well, you know, you're like, why is somebody born with cancer? Well, the mother just happened to have that toxicity in her system, and you know, it gets passed down. And then, so now it's my responsibility to detoxify my kids, you know? So I've looked into like the iridology, and so I've been detoxing my one son, Isaiah, my elder son, and he had ADHD symptoms quite a bit and was very anxious. He would like cry about every little thing and didn't want to do schoolwork, hated school. He's like, I hate school. I don't want to go to school. And I started patching him with this Aeon patch, which is an anti-inflammatory kind of like happy patch that elevates the right kind of neurotransmitters in your brain. He's now a different child, and everyone that used to interact with him, even my mother this morning, she told me, wow, Isaiah is such a different kid now. And he's calm now. He loves school. He loves schoolwork. He's like a different kid. So like ADHD, it's brain toxicity, you know? And once you start detoxing your body, your brain can function and you're not anxious. You're not depressed.
Yeah, isn't it crazy? Like if people are open-minded to this, it's crazy how one thing, sometimes I know in the community we talk about holistically, we want to be doing lots of different things on a daily basis to come up in health and all that stuff.
Right.
In a way of looking at it, from you're saying and from what I believe too, we also know that sometimes something can be so powerful, one thing, and sometimes it can be free things, sometimes it can be cost very little money, and they can change someone radically, just one thing. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah. And like for me, I like to do multiple things to help my body from different angles. But I mean, for me, the patches prevented any future relapses. Like my stress levels were through the roof during the time that I started patching. And like literally the things that used to stress me out were like nothing to me. And I started becoming so productive, and like all the other therapies that I was doing were helping, but they never prevented the relapses. Like they were gradually getting me better and better to where I could at least function and I wasn't like fatiguing so much. So, but when I started the patches was when everything changed for me.
Yeah, definitely. I saw you on Facebook. So when you posted on Facebook a couple of months ago, was that the first time you used the patches? Was that I saw the post, was that the first few that I saw some when you were advertising it and everyone was going crazy. And I was like, whoa, this is really interesting, this stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, when I started, I mean, my life was like completely different than it is now. I was depressed. I was like, everything sucks and my life, blah, you know, and I need a babysitter. I need a house cleaner. I can't handle life anymore. Literally, that's the place where I was at. And, you know, after I started patching, now all of a sudden everything's easy. Like I can handle my kids, I can play with my kids, and I can cook dinner, and I can do all these things. And I'm literally reorganizing my entire house, moving all my furniture around, and being highly productive. When before I was like, I couldn't function. I felt like a zombie. I felt like I was already dead while I was still alive. And that's no way to live, you know?
No. And you talked something about detox. Did you get any detox symptoms when you first put the patches on, or were you?
I did, yes. And your symptoms will vary based on your toxicity level, but the body's way of eliminating, damaged cells is for inflammation. So inflammation on a low scale is okay, but when you have major inflammation consistently, chronic inflammation, that's where you get your chronic diseases. So I did have inflammation in my body for 2 straight days and 2 nights. I didn't sleep. And I was like, I'm going to try this. And maybe this is just, because I did watch a video that said some people, the first 1 to 3 days will have various levels of detox symptoms. And if you do, you're supposed to take the patches off and reapply them and wear them like less time. But I just went straight through. I just did I'm 12 hours on, 12 hours off, 12 hours on, 12 hours off,
Like me,
so
you're hardcore.
I didn't take a break.
Yeah.
And the other funny thing is I had been wanting to do a fasting cleanse. And I am the type of person that I am always hungry typically. And I just always want to be eating something. So fasting for me is a difficult task. So, but these things seem to help me with that. So the first day I wore them, I actually did. I was like, I'm not hungry. Why am I going to eat? Maybe my body wants to help itself out. And, so I was able to fast for the first 24 hours that I had these patches on, and then I ate something. But I also drank distilled water during the whole time. So that might have helped me as well. That's what I did when I started.
Do you know what it feels like to me? It feels like it's almost like it's nutrition, or it's opening up the channels of your own energy system body that you don't need. Your body knows that it needs less food. So they're the cravings, the parasites, whatever you believe in disappears.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so true. If your body's getting the nutrition that it needs, it's not going to be signaling you to crave all these other things.
Or even energy. Because if we say that the foundation of the universe and life, like Tesla says, is energy, then it opens up the energy channels of the body. At the core, then all of a sudden you're energetic, and now the food is energy, yes, but then there's things beyond food. So now you don't even need the food energy because you've got your own energy from whatever these patches are giving you. Right.
That's true. I have noticed my craving level has gone down drastically. So I am feeling better overall. I had some COPD issues. Every time I would lay down in my bed, my chest would get really, really heavy, and I'd get heart palpitations, and I would have to get up because I literally thought I was dying at a point. It was really bad. I couldn't get enough breath in me. I couldn't breathe. I started patching these things, and I can breathe now. My airways are completely open. And I wake up some days and I'm like, I can breathe. To be able to breathe is so amazing. You take for granted the little things, and it's just, what a gift to be able to breathe fully and not have heartburn. My acid reflux was insane. It would burn me so badly, and I would chew gum, and that would help just a little bit, and I would do all these things to try and get rid of my acid reflux. And it was my body telling me that stop eating the things you're eating. They're causing you problems, and I wasn't listening, and I didn't know how to listen. And most people don't know really how to listen to their body, because nobody teaches you that your body is causing you pain and discomfort because it's trying to tell you something. That something you're eating might be causing inflammation. Something you're eating, you need to stop eating. Your body cannot process certain things, so everyone's body's different. So what works for one, if you could eat gluten, maybe somebody else's system cannot tolerate gluten or has an insensitivity to it. For me, myself, I can't eat gluten. I know if I eat it, I will get some depression symptoms because it affects your brain if you have IBS. So, that alone can be a huge thing, and that's free. It doesn't cost you any money to cut out gluten, or wheat or grains or, corn. I don't eat corn. I don't eat soy. I don't eat anything GMO. I want to take care of my body. I want to take care of my gut bugs that keep me healthy. I want to keep take care of my brain, because your microbiome in your gut and your brain are intimately connected. So whatever you're ingesting in your stomach, it's creating an effect in your brain, and it's creating mood disorders and anxiety and all these things. You know, my son is anxiety free. He literally would wake up and start crying and have panic attacks. And he's a calm, collected child now. And he loves to do his homework. He loves school. He comes up to me like, Mommy, these patches are really helping me. I love school now. What patch do you have for me today? He's 6 years old.
It's
Come
so cool.
on.
So you told about it. He knows it's the patches that are doing
He
it.
knows
So
it's the
cool.
patch. He's telling me this. I'm not putting anything in his
Can I ask? I
head.
bet you maybe he's telling his friends at school and his teachers possibly about them too. No doubt.
I don't know, but I mean,
It probably is, isn't it? Because when you got something like that, even as a kid, you're so hard not to like, you know what I mean? Like if you got superpower, you got these patches and you got so much energy, like you can't keep it quiet.
You know, he walks up to me, he goes, Mommy, I can jump farther. I can run faster. And he's just walking around happy and humming, where before, like, he'd wake up one day and, life sucks. You know, this is the worst day ever. And I'm like, you're 6. Why are you saying this? You know, but it was his gut was not healthy, and his body was not healthy, and it was affecting his brain. And your brain, you know, your brain neurotransmitters, that's everything. If you're not getting adequate sleep, like sleep is the number one, I would say, the most important thing. You have to give your body that rest to heal itself.
Agree. Yeah, definitely. Sleep is the one where everyone's going wrong in the mainstream, unfortunately, because,
right.
And that's such a basic thing, because we're at levels now, I like to think, that we're actually quite high up, so we understand the deep level of the body, but at a basic foundation level, and very profound still, is sleep. And people aren't even focusing on that, let alone the stuff that we know about energy systems and all chakras and kundalini and all that stuff.
Right.
They know about sleep, but the question is, how do we get them all to take their life seriously enough that they realize if they get proper sleep, how it transform their health, their mental health, their emotional health, their energy and all that stuff. So
right. Yeah, it's so important. And you know, the first, like, I always try to get to bed by 11, because 11 is when your deepest sleep starts. So if you're not getting to bed by then, you're missing out on the dream state. And in the dream state is where most people do most of your healing happens in the dream state. You're losing your dreams if you don't get your dream sleep.
You're right. And then they've got the fluoride toothpaste, the fluoridated toothpaste, the fluoridated
right.
water. That's definitely decalcifying the pineal. Do you know what I've come to think of now? I need to talk about this on my Facebook a little bit. I stopped what was it called? Fluoridated toothpaste, 2015, October.
Uh-huh.
The first thing I noticed when I stopped taking that toothpaste was my dreams started coming back to me. And what I reckon that is, you know, in science, when you take too much marijuana too, what it does, marijuana and weeds, it inhibits the REM. So your body, as soon as you stop, it kind of does an overcompensation. It goes over the top with REM sleep. I think the same thing's going on with fluoridated toothpaste, fluoridated water. As soon as you, because it's calcifying it, right? So as soon as you stop taking it, you get your dreams back. And that happened to me. What happens to me is what happens to most people. So that's really why I'm dead against fluoride. I think for me, it just has such a profound effect on my dreams that I know it's fucking legit, that conspiracy, like.
Right, for sure. I mean, now I'm sleeping so deeply, and I used to wake up several times a night to go pee. I would just wake up all night, and I sleep through the night. I can't remember the last time I woke up at night to pee again. And I'm just getting the entire night I'm sleeping. And then I'm waking up in the morning rested and with full of energy and with a smile on my face. I literally go to bed every night with a smile on my face, and I wake up with a smile on my face because life is great. I'm healthy. So when you're healthy, it shows outward in your external environment. It shows in your body. It shows in your face. It shows in just the light that you carry is different, you know, when your life force is high.
Yeah, so true. I've got so much abundant energy to give people. You know what I'm interested in? I don't know if you know the history quickly of that patch. Is there other patches? Is this patch you're talking about? What's it called, by the way? Is the history of it? Is there something similar to it? Has it just been founded? What's the situation?
It was originally developed for the U.S. Navy to help with endurance and with their sleeping and all this stuff. So they started out with one patch, and now there's like 12 patches for different reasons. So they target different peptides in the body, and the stem cell one actually activates stem cell production in your body. So as you age, stem cell production declines. And so what this does, it's like an anti-aging thing.
Cool.
and it elevates the copper peptide, that's the GCHQ peptide in your body, which it has been studied for years. And they've been around for 20 years now. And they have a 30-day money back guarantee. That it will work for you or your money back in 30 days. So that's significant. So you can try it. And if it doesn't work for you, you can try something else. But it works for most people that I've seen. Unless you decide that, you don't like the detox symptoms in the initial,
Right.
tryout, and you decide to just give up. That's typically what happens with when people complain about them. It's because they didn't like the detox symptoms and they got scared.
And someone didn't explain to them the detox symptoms. So
someone didn't explain it to them. Yeah, exactly. And they had this and they
I got worse. I got worse. Right, that's understandable. If someone doesn't explain it to you and you're getting worse, then the conclusion should be, quite rightly, oh, actually it's making me worse, but it's really not.
Right. But you have to just get through that initial detox, which with anything that you take that is a detoxificant, you will have those issues because you're moving those toxins through your body, and your body needs to do that in order to get well. I mean, I've been consistently well since I started, consistent, and consistency is everything. That's how you know something's working.
Yeah, I love that. Consistency is everything in this game. Sometimes it's about big changes, but then it's also about maintenance. So that if you do something big for your health, if you don't carry on doing that shit, it's going to go downhill. So you've got to maintain and you're going to keep getting detoxification symptoms. People can keep getting them unless they keep on with the protocols. And this is a lifestyle that we choose. It's not really a one-off.
It really is it really is a lifestyle, because if you just want to patch yourself and take all these supplements, sure, you can get your body to be functional, but you're not going to thrive. You're not going to be over the top energetic and happy and just thriving if you don't add all the other things that your body needs and that you need at a cellular level. I mean, we have one vessel, and if we don't take care of our vessel's not going to take care of us. You're going to get old and wrinkly and gray, and you're just not going to thrive. There's people who are in their 90s who are running marathons, because they take care of themselves. So you have to be able to take care of your body in order for your body to take care of you in the long run.
Yeah, they remind you of that Ben Franklin quote, died at 80, but buried at 30 years old. Was it right? No, died at 30, buried at 80. It's like
right.
Most people's life.
Honestly, I felt like I was dead. I was like, what's the point? I can't function. This is not living. This is not life. And I got to that point and I was like, I am not giving up. And everyone was telling me there's no cure. There's no cure for your disease. You just have depression. There's no cure for chronic fatigue and this issue. There's no cure. I was not going to put up with that. I was not going to say that this is the end of my life. My children are not going to have a mother and they're just going to have to take care of themselves. And my husband's just going to have to cook his own dinner. I was not okay with that. So, I did everything I could. I signed up to be a health coach. I, spent thousands of dollars to take this health coaching course, in the hopes that it would help me figure out how to reverse my condition. And, it was a ton of information. It's very, very informative and highly beneficial to the process. But yeah, all these things I'm doing together has truly given me my life back, where I was literally a zombie and I was not living. And now I can say I'm thriving.
And I can see that energy coming across in your Facebook and how you're interacting right now. I'm sure everyone else can too. So I'm really curious, actually. So what is the website? And it's okay, are they financially affordable for people? If they have price ranges of cheaper ones, higher ones, still the same price?
Yes. And if you sign up as a distributor, which I did, you get a 40% discount on the patches. So what I do is the stem cell patch, I wear 3 times a week. The glutathione I wear 3 times a week. For 30 patches of any of their other patches is $49.
Is that it?
Very affordable.
Wow.
That's it.
That is super cheap.
Right. It's super affordable. I mean, why not? If you could feel like you're high every day.
Yeah. That's like what, a day? That's like $2, like less than $2.
Right. Yeah. Wow. And the stem cell patch is $99 for 30 of them. It's anti-aging. I mean, it's worth every penny. And even if I don't have money, I'll make a way. I
honestly thought you were going to say something way more than that. I'll be honest with you, because I know the power of it. I understand. I know the power logically. I've obviously not experienced it, but I believe you, and I know the powers. So I was waiting for you to say something way more because of the technology. I don't know how these guys have managed to get it so cheap, but that's a service to humanity is how I look at it.
Right. And the way they got it so cheap is they set it up as a multi-level marketing. So instead of putting it out on store shelves, and it ended up being so much money and nobody knows how to use them or where to put the patches for the best result. You know, they set it up as an MLM so that the people who are the distributors, they need to learn the business and learn all the patches and what they do and where to put them, because it does use a huge aspect of traditional Chinese medicine. It uses the meridians of the body and acupoints in order to move the energy and target different organs.
All right, so you need to know where. The person that's using them, or the person instructing, needs to put it in a specific place, as you're saying. You can't just put it anywhere on the body.
So you can put them anywhere on the body, but you will get a better result if you target your specific issue. So like for me, I had kidney deficiency and I had spleen deficiency and I had the chest issue with the breathing. So I targeted each one of these things specifically using different acupoints based on how whatever I woke up with that day, that's how I would patch. So the aloe vera patch I used at night to help me sleep. I'm sleeping so well now. And like, as soon as I put it on, within 5 minutes, I feel just tranquilized and just like, okay. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite patches, but,
I've got to say, like, there's someone that I'm coaching at the moment who's having problems with sleep, and I'm giving him loads of advice, and it's all going to work, everything I'm saying to him, but I'm thinking as well, maybe I should, actually look into getting, either through you or someone, getting this patches for him as well. For me too, I'm keen to experiment. So yes, if this is going to.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, there's many ways. If you don't have the money for patches, there are many ways to elevate these particular peptides and antioxidant in your body, but it takes a lot of work. Yeah. This is literally, you put on a patch.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's it. You know, you don't have to change all these, like you have to eat 1 million pounds of garlic to elevate sulfur or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just a patch. It's so easy. So anybody can do it if you have a little bit of money to put towards it. I'm off every single supplement I was on. I literally was taking a handful of vitamins every single day, and I'm off of all of them. I'm taking nothing but the patches now, and a probiotic, and my I also promote LifeVantage, which does pretty much the same thing the patches do, except for it doesn't have the stem cell thing, but it also elevates copper in the body, and that's one of the major things that helps with the health. And so that also, they have energy boosting things. So if you prefer supplementation, I do have a supplement sort of way to raise those antioxidant levels besides patching.
This is like the coolest thing ever, I think. I'm so open-minded, and I think, I love our community on Facebook, but if I'm honest, most people, and I learn a lot, don't get me wrong, I've learned so much from them, but I've noticed something, that they're not too keen, my crowd, and I think most of yours maybe might be different, they're more fruitarians and more natural, which I am too, but then less biohacking, less this kind of thing,
right.
because they think, oh, it's a supplement, it's something like a machine, they're less that, right. And I'm not, I'm trying to be both, because I'm realizing people are at different levels, so some people want to buy stuff, some people free stuff, and I want to do things that work the best, and I can feel this is one of those, I can tell from your story, from your son, it's one of those that just works, and for the price as well. Like, this is one of those
it's affordable.
I would love it if everyone in our Facebook groups and all my friends were on this. So, but it's gonna have to start with me, I guess. So I'm definitely down for trying out with a few people and myself.
Right. Definitely. And the thing is, it's hard for people to make that transition. I mean, it took me years to transition out of, eating corn and gluten and soy and dairy and all this other stuff. And I still occasionally eat dairy, It's just hard. We're living in the society that we live in. You go out to eat, everything has everything in it. You can't eliminate it completely. So, for me with the glutathione patch, I know I'm protected if I do ingest something that I shouldn't ingest. All my antioxidants are raised to the level where my cells can protect themselves if I do eat something bad.
Do you know when I first started this journey, I thought diet was important, but now I realize as the years go by, there are things that are sometimes more powerful than diet, and that's a big shocker for me. The diet is really important. It will make you sick. It will fuck you up. But now I'm becoming to learn there's actually things that you can do that are just overriding bad diet. I'm not using bad diet, but
it's true. They have actually done studies where there was a study done with mice where a mouse was fed junk food diet, but he slept during the optimum time, sundown to sunset. So that was proven. They gave the other set of mice healthy food, okay, but they had a disturbed sleep pattern. So the mice that were eating the junk food ended up healthier than the healthy mice not sleeping properly. So it showed that your diet is not as important as getting optimal sleep.
Right, I can give you a hug right now. I love that. That's the Sachin Panda study. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's so amazing, that one. I love it. I mentioned it once on
That's so
Facebook, and
simple.
people didn't. Well, I mentioned it once as in a kind of subtle way because I knew my crowd would be upset with that one. But yeah, I had to mention that. I'm going to keep going on with that one because yeah, it's so true what you just said there. It's in other words, that one's saying fasting and optimizing your hormone function,
Fasting.
circadian
Yeah.
rhythm is more important.
Fasting is free. I mean, there's nothing cheaper than fasting and sleeping. So fast and sleep. That will get you set off on your journey of healing. Like, great, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Sunlight,
So
fasting.
simple. It's so simple, but sometimes the simplest answer is the answer. You know, you try all these things, and like I tried every supplement you can imagine and every modality, and everything anybody said that this worked for me, a lot of things made me worse. And you know, because everybody thought he's different, and you can't just take a supplement and say, oh, this is going to work for you and everyone else, because it won't, because everyone has a different deficiency in their body.
True. Sidebar question might put you off a little bit. You've tried urine therapy? You tried your own pee?
I've researched it, but the stem cell patch is elevating my copper for me just fine right now.
Not that one. Change.
I'm not quite at that level, but I'm not gonna down anybody that is doing it. I follow several people who really promote the urine therapy, and you know, I appreciate that knowledge. I appreciate that you can do that. You know, I'm not there. I'm not at that level. But I do know the value of it. If that's something somebody wants to try, by all means, try whatever you think is going to work for you, you know?
Definitely. I love your attitude. Open-mindedness is where we got to. So before we go, you've got to tell us, first of all, what this website is and how people can, people that are interested in watching this want to try the packages. They said it's 30-day money-back guarantee. So where do they go? Do they go through you or do they go direct? Or which way?
If they want to sign up with a distributor discount, or if they just want to learn about the patches and see other people's testimonials, and I'm in a secret group, they can friend me on Facebook and I can add them to the group. Just send me a message that you want to be added to this group. And there is a whole tab full of videos and PDFs, and you can do a search in the group for any issue that you have and learn where to put your patches. It is a secret group, so you do have to friend me in order to be added to the group. It's not my group. I was added to it. So, but I've learned so much from it, not just about patching, but about Chinese medicine, meridians, and acupoints in general. It's a very, very informative group.
Definitely. Do they sell worldwide? I'm UK, so would people worldwide?
Yes, they do. They do sell worldwide. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so first, and if they were interested, they have to go through you to ask you for.
They don't have to go through me, but if they do go through me, you get free health coaching, a free health coaching session.
Well, that would be sweet, isn't it? So
along with your patches, and I explain everything to you and how to use them, where to put them. You know, we go through what your issues are specifically, and I would recommend which patches it would work best for you, because you wouldn't need every single patch. Just targeted for whatever issues and imbalances you're trying to treat.
Okay, well, you got one customer. I'll hit you up after this. At least one person. No, there should be loads, I'm sure. So, last question before I leave. Is there anything you'd like to say that we haven't covered today in the topic, either with the patches or any message you'd like to share with the audience?
Just stay open-minded. You know, I see in the sick community, I have since left most of the sick groups. There's not really a well group. Your mind plays a huge role in your body's ability to help heal itself. If you believe you can heal yourself, your body will go more in that direction. And I see so many people using their disorder and saying almost like, I am this disorder. And what you're doing is you're telling your mind, I don't want to heal. This is me. This is who I am. Don't take this disorder away from me, you know? And I had to get to the place where someone challenged that in me and said, you know, what if you could get well? You know, and it made me think and say, you know, yeah, what if I can find a cure? You know, I'm not going to stop trying until I find my cure. And whether or not it works for someone else, I'm going to find my cure for this. And I did. You know, the universe sent me a way to cure myself, because that is what I continuously brought into my vortex, into my energetic field, is that I was going to find my cure. It came to me.
Mad love to you, Careyann.
Open-minded.
I'm so proud of your journey, man. Like the patches, the story, the determination, the belief that you could heal yourself. You know, whether it be random, coincidence, synchronicity, serendipity, whatever you want to call it. Like, look who you are today, and helping people. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much, Careyann. It's been a pleasure. We'll put under the links of this interview your Facebook. So
Okay.
so yeah. All right. Cheers.